Please be aware that the comments, views, opinions shared on this podcast are not meant to diagnose a medical problem and/or legal problem. If you do have a medical problem or legal problem, kindly contact a professional.
Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. So if you get a minute, go over there, check it out. You won't be sorry. That's www.famousapple.com. Today we're not bringing you the full apple. Today we're just bringing you a bit, a bite, a slice, an apple fritter, if you will. Today, normally we would be talking about what's coming up on Friday, but I want to talk about a phone call that I received on Saturday. Yeah, I got a call from somebody that I haven't spoke to in over a year, and I wouldn't even call him a friend anymore. I just call him an acquaintance. He's somebody that the only time I hear from him is when he needs something. Do you know what I mean? You know those type of people. Anyway, he calls me up on Saturday and he says to me, "Hey Jim, how you been? How you doing, buddy?" And I could tell just by the tone in his voice. I said, "What's going on, Rob?" He says, "Oh, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions." And I could tell by the way he's talking that there's something bothering him. So I said, "Yeah, what do you want to ask me?" He said, I want to know how you doing and how's your wife and the kids and this and that. And I knew he didn't call to find out, how the family is and all this stuff. He goes, "I wanted to also ask you, what happens when they stop your disability?" "What do you mean, what happens when they stop your disability?" "Yeah," he says, "I got a letter that they're stopping my disability benefits." I said, "Why? What happened? Did you go back to work?" No. I'm still in bad shape. I'm really bad shape." "Really? What did your doctor say?" "Well, that's the problem." "What's the problem?" The problem was, for him, he hasn't been to a doctor in almost a year and a half. He kept on blowing off the doctor. He got the letter. You know that letter that you get every 3 years or so from Social Security, the update? They want to know the update. Well, he got that, and he got it about 4 or 5 months ago. And he's just been blowing it off. They sent him second notice, third notice, and he can't fill it out because he hasn't been to a doctor. So I told him, I said, "You want to know something?" I said, "They know whether or not you've been to a doctor." I said, "They're looking for you to fill them in on what the doctor told you. They know you've been to a doctor or you haven't been to a doctor. They're looking to find out what the doctor told you personally." So he says, "Jim," he says, "I haven't been to a doctor in a long time." I said, "Well, how long?" He says, "About a year." I said, "Why would you?" I said, how are you getting along?" I said, "How do you get your medication and stuff like that?" He says, I've been kind of not taking it." I said, "But you told them you're disabled, and you had to have shown that you were disabled." "Yeah, well, I've been feeling good, and I've been, getting around." So I said, "That's good." I said, "Why don't you tell them that you're feeling good?" "Well, I don't want to lose my benefits." "Well, if you don't need the benefits, then what's the sense?" "Well, I do need the benefits." "Well, if you needed the benefits, then you'd be going to the doctor, right? Doesn't that make sense?" He says, "I need to know what I should do. How can I get my benefits back?" He says, and now this was Saturday, and he was supposed to have received his check yesterday on the 3rd. And I don't know whether he did or not because he never called me back. And I don't really want to call him, to be honest with you. But I told him, I said, what I would do if I was you, if you're that concerned about it, contact a Social Security attorney. He says, "Well, that's why I'm calling you, so I don't have to go through all of that." I said, "Why would you contact me?" He says, "Well, you have that podcast and you have that website and all that other stuff. He says, I figured you'd know. I said, I have an idea, but I said, my idea you're not going to like. Because if you ask me, if you can go a year without going to the doctor, and you can go a year without your medication, and you're out doing all of the stuff that you do, because this is the same guy that goes out. He supposedly has a bad back. And supposedly he couldn't go back to work because of his bad back. Yet he can ride a snowmobile. So, I mean, somebody's lying somewhere. And anyone that knows me knows that I have zero tolerance for liars when it comes to disability, workers' comp, stuff like that. That's insurance fraud, number one. But you're interfering in a system that's there to help people that actually need it, and you're doing it just to sit back and collect money. So I told him, I said, either you need it or you don't need it. Evidently, you don't need it. Well, he didn't like what I had to say, so we hung up abruptly. But that's my thing. That's what I'm going to try and point out today real quick. Look, don't play games with it, especially now with the nice weather coming in. Blowing off your doctor's appointment, it's not gonna help you in the least. People get lazy during the warmer weather, and they think, well, I'll blow off the doctor's appointment, I'll reschedule, and you know what? You never reschedule, and then comes the hassle because you're running out of medication, and now you need a refill on that, and the doctor's not going to refill it without seeing you. Oh, you always get that one person that'll say, my doctor will refill it for me over the phone. That's good. That's kind of stupid on the part of the doctor, but good for you. But for us normal people, us normal human beings, you need your medication. Most doctors aren't going to refill without seeing you. So that means you're going to end up going for a length of time without your medication. It makes zero sense. You're not on vacation. All right, let's make that really clear. If you're home on disability, you're not on vacation. You're actually working. Think about it like that. You're actually working. You're working to get better. You're trying to get better. And if they tell you you're out on permanent disability, well then your job is to survive. And in order to survive, you need your medication and you need your doctors. So by shortcutting or skipping doctor's appointments, the only one you're fooling, the only one that you're hurting is yourself in the long run. Now, Rob's got problems. He's got problems, and you want to know something? He could have even more. He could have bigger problems because they can find out that maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying that he is, but if they determine that he's been lying for this length of time, they could press charges on him. And then they can demand that money back that they've paid him for that last year and a half because evidently he wasn't disabled. If he could go out, ride snowmobiles, ride a motorcycle, then evidently he's not disabled. Evidently he doesn't have as bad a back as he said he did. Evidently he didn't need the medication that he said he did. So he's been getting paid just to stay home. And it's not right. And I'll be the first one. You people that know me, you guys that know me, know that I'll be the first one to call Social Security and say this guy's a fake or this lady's a fake, because those of us that really need it, those of us that really, really need Social Security, disability, and Medicare, we have to jump through hoops. And the fact that we really need it, it always seems like it takes longer to get. The ones that don't need it, the ones that are trying to scam the system, it seems like they get it 1, 2, 3. And then they get this back money, this boatload of money. So no, be logical about this. If you have a doctor's appointment, keep your doctor's appointment. Do what the doctor tells you to. And not because you want to stay on disability, because you want to get better, or you want to maintain at least. Don't let your health suffer because the warmer weather is here. Don't let your health suffer because you decide you want to go on vacation with your family. You can make arrangements with your doctor. Look, I'm going on vacation. Can you fix me up with my prescription so I have enough till I get back or whatever. But never go on vacation and say, well, I'm going to put off a test or surgery until I come back. No. Tests and surgery come before vacation. Remember that. This is your health you're talking about. Don't play games with your health. Be logical about it. And if you're scamming, I hope you get caught. I'll be honest with you. I hope you get caught. I hope they prosecute you. This is nonsense. People on Social Security, the majority of people on Social Security, disability, need their Social Security disability. The majority of people on Social Security need their Social Security. And what kills me now, and I don't want to get political, is the fact that they're letting undocumented people come into the country and they're giving them Social Security and they're giving them Medicare, and they're telling us that in 20 years Social Security is going to be bankrupt and Medicare is going to be bankrupt, but they're giving it away. We, as people who actually need Social Security, who actually paid into Social Security, we have to be the guardians of it. Do you see what I mean? We can't let people take advantage of it. We paid for it, we need it, and that's why it's here. So, Rob, I feel bad for you that you're so nervous and you make yourself physically sick over this. But nobody did it to you other than yourself. If you're truly hurt, I feel bad for you. And I think you should have went to the doctor when you were supposed to go to the doctor. But nothing anyone else can do. You're the one who brought it upon yourself. And I want to remind everybody, when you do get those update letters, those update forms from Social Security Disability, the day you get them, fill them out and send it right back. Don't let it sit around, because you may lose it, you may misplace it, you may forget about it. And those forms are nothing to worry about. They're just update forms. So just fill them out, sign them, send them in. They're nothing to worry about. They're just part of the program here. So get them, fill them out, send them in the same day if you can. Get them out of the way. This way you don't forget about them or lose them. And your doctor's appointments, it's very, very, very important to keep your doctor's appointments and your physical therapy appointments. Remember that, okay? Listen, I'm sorry we went on so long about this. I just wanted to share that with you. So we're going to talk more about it on Friday, and we got a good one coming up on Friday for you. So you're not going to want to miss it, and I hope to see you there on Friday. So have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you Friday. This is Jimmy Apple. You've been listening to an Apple a Day Slice. Talk to you Friday, my friends. Have a great one.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.